What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I've got 3 quick, simple, easy attacking tips that will guaranteed improve your gameplay. Now this is something that elite players do, but they do it very well. But you probably do it as well, but not in the way that you think. And that's the thing, what makes an elite player is just doing the good things, the basic things properly. And one of the most important things that every single year, I can guarantee every single year that no one does enough, is L1 triggers. The only way to create space in a game. Now, let me give you an example, okay? Let's say you have the ball in this situation. If you don't press the L1 trigger here, this player will not make a run in behind. You have to do it. And this is what's important. There's 2 options. Now, of course, you can use the R1 button. So the R1 button brings a player closer to the ball carrier. And you press the L1 button. L1 basically sends him forward. So you kind of got a push and pull mechanism. Now, I would say 99.99% of the time you want to use the L1 trigger. There's never a time you want to use the R1 trigger, in my opinion, especially when you're attacking this, because if you bring someone close towards you, your opponent's going to come up with him, and that's going to invite more pressure. How do you create space? Just same way in real life, how you create space is sending a player away from you, so that pushes the opposition away and the defender away, and that gives you more space with the player on the ball. The most basic principle in FIFA, but everyone forgets to do it. Now you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, and there's no guy, let me just skip this video to 4. What's the next tip? Why is the guy wasting my time? But the truth is that you think you're doing it, but you're not. I press the L1 button more than 90 times in a game. I'm being dead serious. You might think I don't, but I actually do, because sometimes the players that make a run, I spam the L1 button. Every single maneuver, I press the L1 button. You see, look, let me give you an example, right? If I got the ball here, and the guy I didn't press the L1 button, I'll be stuck. But when I press the L1 button, you can see here, Lucas Moore makes a runner behind, and then I can just feed the ball to him. Do you see that? And if I want to, if I'm in a situation, I can then move the ball forward, when I can then attack. It's the same thing with 1-2s. 1-2s have the same methodology. So not only are L1 triggers very, very important, so are 1-2s. Again, everyone forgets to do that. The key with 1-2s is that if, let's say you're put, people probably like to me, oh, why don't you go forward here? But let's say, for example, if you're not sure, an L1 plus X pass will always incite a run. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and I mentioned this on my Patreon, and I'll explain that later on. When you do the L1 trigger, you create space. So you see, for example, in this situation, everyone gets the ball in this position, but no one has an L1 trigger. What happens is your opponent becomes aggro, he then pushes the ball away, and he ends up getting the ball, either pushing you and forcing you to go back. But you said to the L1 trigger, I send Son in behind. But what happens is his back line has to move from position 1 to position 2. So not only does the player move, the team's actual defensive line gets manipulated. And that is how you create space. So in this situation, you can see, for example, like here, when I have the ball, I press the L1 button, Son makes a run behind, and it forces him to play on the defensive. Do you see that? Then that's what creates space. Now, if I wanted to, I could have made the pass, but you can see what I do instead is, I do a 1-2 back to my CDM. You see that? 1-2 back. Son then makes the run going forward. Son is not offside. Ben Yedder's made a run going forward. Now, Ben Yedder is now dragging this player away, and that's making Son space for him. You see that? Look how much space Son has now, and I'm doing a lofted pass and end up scoring a goal. Now, everyone says it's all fine and dandy. Now, if you've got the R9s, those players will make the run. But if you don't, you're going to have to do it yourself. So you don't believe me? I can guarantee you one thing. Go into your next game and just spam the L1 button, and you're going to see an exponential change to your attack. That I can almost guarantee you, because that is the biggest thing that holds back most gold players. Now, next one I want to go over is stop running. Now, it's the most simplest thing, but you'll be so shocked, especially this year because touches are so heavy. When you run with the ball, everything gets changed this year. Your first touches are horrendous. Your running is horrendous. Your dribbling is horrendous. You can't do any skill moves. Your shot accuracy goes down. Your pass accuracy goes down. Everything goes down when you hold the run button. There's too many players that when they get the ball to their centre mid, their first opinion is, oh, you know what? Let me get the ball to this guy and hold the run button before the ball arrives to my feet. Now, in some situations, it's fine. But when you get the ball to your feet, you want to let go of the left analog stick. My best advice is for every single person, unless you have a direct counter attack, stop running. Because what happens when you run, everything happens too quickly and you end up saying, oh, I've got too many things to do, and then you end up losing the ball. Because you think, oh yeah, let me run. You get from here to here too quickly. Your opponent then presses you because you're going too fast, and you're not giving your time and your space and time for your players to make runs in behind. So L1 triggers is one thing. But if you're running all the time, you're rushing the play. Now, again, everyone always says to me, well, I'm not running, but the truth is everyone is. And this happens with frustration. When you get frustrated, you want to get the goal back as soon as you can. So you end up holding the run button all the time. You can see, for example, like here, there's a time and a place. If you want to burst into space and, for example, loads of space in front of you, then there's a time to run. But you can see, for example, like here, if I held the run button any more longer over here, that guy would have got the ball. You see that? Any more, the guy would have got the ball guaranteed. And you can see that's the mistake that happened here. What I should have done here is hold the left analog stick and just move down and made the pass. But you can see by me holding the run button, such an unnecessary risk. Now I realized this last minute, I let go of the run button. By that point, the explosive sprint was already, I suppose you can say, engaged. So the key thing is don't press the run button. And that is why it makes a big change when you're going forward, especially in the final third. So when I get the ball back of here, look at the difference. I use a jog button, I do a 1-2. I'm jogging with Lorente, I got time. So I can do these small acute movements, left down long stick, I can make a pass. Okay, then I get the ball, do an L1 trigger. I'm jogging again. You see that? I make a pass to Baneda, slow, progressive. Then when I'm in the final third and I've got space in behind, then I make the run into the space. Do you see that? Then I start to run. Then when someone comes close to me, I jog, I control the ball, I keep it slow. And this is the key. It's not the fact that you get it from A to Z quickly, it's that you can see more of the pitch, especially with the crop camera angle. It's single-handedly the most important things. People always ask me, how do I play FIFA so well without using skill moves? The truth is, it's just the simple things. L1, triggers, left stick movement, not running with the ball. And you can see like, okay, yes, it didn't work out in that situation. Ended up getting the ball back very luckily here. And ended up scoring a goal, but well, missing the goal, should I say. That should have been a goal in my opinion, but that's just FIFA for you. But you can see, for example, how this situation basically arose very, very simply. Yes, I got very unlucky that it was a bad touch, but you can see even when I got the ball back, I held the run button there to get the ball, but look here, 1-2, touch the ball, left hand stick, take a touch, create an angle, and then take a shot. So I got from my half to the box very systematically and then control the ball. I didn't run from A to Z and lose the ball. When I did run, you can see I lost the ball. I just want to say, if you do want to get better at FIFA, I do have a paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series. This is for all levels of those that want to improve in FIFA. This is different from YouTube videos. It's in a progressive learning system where all the videos go completely in-depth with examples and explanations. You won't find these videos on my YouTube channel, and these go beyond the scope of typical YouTube videos. They are very elaborate, in-depth videos in a structured format explaining what you need to do one by one incrementally. So come join hundreds of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FIFA. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Link is down below in the description. Of course, I have all of my previous year's videos that still apply to this year, and I have new videos for FIFA 22 being frequently released, and it's already there already, and new ones coming out to adjust to the patches. It's a complete money back guarantee as well, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund you your money. That is a NealGuides guarantee. Patreon.com/NealGuides. But anyway, back to the video. And the last tip I want to go over, now this is the most important one. This is what differentiates elite players and gold players. What it is recycling the ball. Now, this is the most common mistake I see with a lot of players, especially around the silver to gold mark. Gold 3 equivalent last year is that they have this urge to go forward. Now, you can see in the situation, I do a nice 1-2 build-up play, okay? And I swing the ball forward to Lucas Moura, good timing, and I get the ball going forward. Now, what a lot of players, and this is what's the difference between an elite player and a gold player right here. A gold player has an urge to go inside the box, pass the ball into the box, and try to score a goal. Sometimes it's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is go back to your CDMs and recycle. If you watch the top tier pro players, yes, when there's a counter attack they go forward, but most of the time their goals don't come from counters, it comes from trying to beat your opponent. Now, yes, sometimes your opponent is parking the bus, but if you know there's no one up front and there's no one with you, you go back and you recycle the ball. But the truth is, I guarantee if you record your gameplay now, no one does this. And this is the thing. There will be a chance that will create, like here, I got a situation, end up scoring a goal, end up getting the first goal of the game. But the thing is that a lot of players, when they get into this situation, they think, okay, you know what? Okay, I've beaten this guy. I need to then run the ball inside, or I then need to get the ball to one of these players. Now, if that player is free, it's all fine and dandy. But if you make this pass and he intercepts it, your attack is gone and you're going to get countered. So going back to, I'm not saying go back to your centre backs to waste time. I'm not saying that at all. But all it is me going back to my centre back, my right centre back there, or my right mid, because I'm playing a 3-5-2, and then I bring the ball forward with him. And because I do that, I then create a situation where I create a numerical advantage, a 3 versus 3. Then from there, it's a very, very simple 1-2 to get inside the box. But sometimes you just have to recycle. I just want to show you one example, one final example from another game. A key pivotal moment in the game where I'm winning 1-0. And you can see here, I end up making a pass. Now again, instead of forcing the ball to go down the wing, I bring the ball back, go back to my right centre mid, and I bring it back into the middle. You see that? Now it gives me more time to make a play. Then I make a ball roll, and then I make a pass, and then I bring the ball going forward again. Now it looks so simple. You're going to be like, oh yeah, I probably did it. But the difference is that I wait. I don't force the ball. So if you can't go through, I'm not saying, look, if let's say in theory, yeah, let's say these guys didn't exist and you had one guy here and your guy running inside the box, then yes, I'll say to you, run down line and do a driven through ball. But if there's nothing there, don't force the ball. Don't be afraid to go back. I'm not saying go back to your centre back and start passing the ball around. If I went forward here, and let's say, for example, I couldn't make this pass and there was someone here, I'd pass the ball to him, then I'd pass the ball to him, and then I'll do a 1-2. Now I'll try to make a play there. If I can't make a play, I'll get the ball to him and do a 1-2 back to my centre mid. That is how you recycle the ball. So not everything is going to be there at first instance. That's what I'm trying to say to you. If you're going against someone that's parking a bus, you can't get through every single time with a counter attack. And the reason why I'm saying this ultimately is not every single goal is going to be like this. You're going to have a few games where maybe your opponent is playing quite a high defensive line, but most people are going to be parking the bus. In fact, you can see in this game, my opponent was clearly frustrated. If you probably go back to the previous game that he played, I guarantee that he probably had a situation where he went on a losing streak and he's getting frustrated, he's running out with his players. So you're not going to get this every single game. That's why it's important to recycle the ball. Anyway guys, don't forget those 3 tips. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.